home at a tavern in
Dope.
Soweto.
You work behind the bar.
I work behind the bar.
Like, how do you go from drama to what you're doing now?
That was just always the thing. That was the plan. Like, since I can remember,
It's okay to hear no.
the debate between if Amapiano is from Shoshanguve or Soweto.
Oh, yeah, I've
Shall we
seen that.
settle that for once?
I've
Because
Yeah.
I'm on
seen that.
Shoshanguve.
Really, I think it's definitely Soweto.
Maporisa will kill you for that.
I have to beg to differ and say it's shared between Alex and Soweto. B had a baby, right? And then went back to work.
Yeah, but that's not immediately though.
I would like to know.
And shame, I'm sorry for taking you away from everything
No.
for so long.
I hate these guys.
I'm very glad that you're a male.
We don't believe in that. Like, dopeness happens at any time. Dopeness can happen while we're sitting in the club.
Yeah. Dopeness is happening right now as we speak.
Do you understand? What up, party people? Why did I say party people like we in the club? What up, How We Live family?
We are in the club.
We literally are.
Okay, yeah, we are in the club. Welcome to episode 11 of the How We Live podcast. My name is Killer Mo. I'm with my player partner.
Hi everyone, Big Una over here.
What up, Una?
How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
I mean, people don't really see this when we post it, but it's really early for me. I would have still been sleeping. But I'm good regardless.
How are you liking this? We're back to being consistent and shooting because I'm back.
I like it. I like having
She's the reason I wasn't here, by the way.
for 8
Blame
weeks.
Blame it on me.
For 8
Blame
weeks.
it on the client.
I've been alone. I've been alone. You took him away from me.
But we're back now. I'm very excited. I'm happy. Last episode that is airing later on today, we spoke about some exciting stuff. I forgot to add one thing, which is the new baby that we have at Live Green Hospitality. It's called C'est la vie. Stay tuned. Yeah, C'est la vie at Live Santon. But today's guest is firstly, this is an episode I've been quite excited to do for a while, similar to the one we did with Ricardo. I feel like episodes like this are very informative. They're very exciting. They're very culturally relevant, and I think you guys, you get to learn a little bit about the ins and outs of the industry. So before we go any further, our guest today is Theron. Bia is a South African powerhouse and experiential marketing manager known for her passion for supporting emerging artists and reshaping cultural engagement strategies. She currently holds the title for experiential marketing manager at Spotify for Sub-Saharan Africa, a title that she previously held at Jagermiester as well, cementing herself as a leading advocate for grassroots culture with a background in drama from Stellenbosch. We're going to talk about that. And early experiences at Opikopi. Bia has built a career championing emerging artists across music, fashion, nightlife, and content creation. Known for pioneering flexible funding models and projects like Night Embassy and Amapiano to the world, she has positioned brands like Jagermiester and Spotify as cultural forces beyond traditional marketing. Passionate, creative, community-driven, Bia continues to empower the next generation of South African talent with a strong affinity for empowering women in everything she does. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my favorite brand manager, Theron. Yay!
Imagine there's a whole crowd. Just
Oh,
screaming.
you're going to insert a sound clip. Nice. Thank you, everyone. Wow.
Imagine all of that. How are you?
I'm good. I'm curious to know, where did you find that? Did you write that, or did I write that, or
I
did you just
have my
compile
people.
it
I have
from-
my people on the ground that assist me.
On the ground.
On the ground. But yeah, it's a combination of research and obviously me, and then writing, and then a little bit of ChatGPT to assist.
Good.
with-
Like your honesty. Thank you.
Yeah. No, I don't. I'm very honest about the intros
Yeah.
that I do on the show.
Usually they ask us to write one, and that's quite painful. To talk
Really?
about yourself, to sell yourself in that way, and then you
Yummy.
hear them read it, and then you go all red.
Now you're like, oh,
about yourself
it's
like
like hearing
that.
yourself after you
Yeah.
record a voice note and then
Yeah.
listening to your
I don't
voice.
listen to them.
I hate that thing.
I don't listen to them.
So, B, we have a game that we play as an icebreaker. It's called First Things First. So I'm going to read out certain things. It can either be a question or a phrase or either or. The first thing that pops to mind, you have to say it within 2 seconds. Right? Failure to say it within 2 seconds results in tequila.
Okay. How PC? How old is our audience? What can I swear? Well,
can
yeah,
say
you
as a
can.
Spotify rep, I shouldn't really be swearing.
You shouldn't, but you can because our audience is fairly over 18
Okay, well,
plus.
you need to be over 16 to have Spotify to start off with. So
Look at
let's
that.
maybe-
Perfect.
But so I'm derailing you. I just want to get the rules of the game first. And it's tequila, right?
Yep.
Tequila.
Just for our listeners.
Yes.
Not Jägermeister.
It is not.
Can I just
Jägermeister.
apologize to Jägermeister for not having
Yes,
them?
you can apologize.
Sorry,
'Cause they
Jäger.
did get me where I am today.
She loves you though.
Loves you a lot.
You can definitely apologize to
But
Jägermeister.
it's nice to try something
Different.
for once in a while. Okay, go.
So in 2 seconds, right? Here we go.
What? 2 seconds? Any word?
Anything that
Yeah,
comes
the first
to
thing
mind.
that pops
A
to
word
mind.
or two.
So I'm gonna ask you anything. So it's either a phrase, I'm asking you either or, I'm asking you a question. Whatever it is, I'm asking you something, and you have to respond within 2 seconds.
First thing that pops to mind.
Got it.
Okay. And go. Tequila or Jaeger?
Jäger.
Culture is
Home.
Mum Durban or Mum Cape Town?
Both.
A good experiential manager should
Always listen to local.
Kwamashu or Soweto?
Kwamashu.
Opi Kopi is
Culture.
if I could have dinner with one person, it would be
Anna Winter.
Matimu Satole is
My favorite brother.
best account manager. Shot. Shot there. And your favorite city, that's the last one. Shot.
No, come on. Those are really good questions. I don't feel too shit for not being ready for them though, right?
But we're not going to let you take the shots alone. We'll definitely have shots.
Wait, she
so-
didn't say her favorite city.
So I should still answer.
Yeah, you can
But
answer.
I also didn't.
Yeah, you also didn't say our account manager.
I mean, you can.
Oh yes, Zane the MC Gulson from Air.
Shout out to
MC.
Zayn.
Shout out to Zane.
Shout out to Zayn and Air Agency.
Favorite city, forgive me for it not being African, is New York City.
Okay.
Okay. That is 2 shots.
I'll take a shot with you guys because it's rude to not.
2 in a row.
Well, there's people that have done 8 in a row because they were that horrible. So,
Okay, my favorite toast of all time.
okay.
Time is never wasted when you're wasted all the time.
I knew it.
That's a good. That's very irresponsible though.
She's the queen of irresponsible quotes.
Ah! Oh my God.
Forget guys.
So early in the morning, still a fucking day.
Still, please, Kilo.
Okay. So we're gonna start this all the way from the beginning, right? Before your journey be into sort of experiential brand management and just branding as a whole, and being the marketer that you are now, I want to start from the beginning. You know, young Theron at Stellies. You went to Stellies and studied drama. How how do you go from drama to what you're doing now?
So drama and performance and arts and culture, it's always been in me from a very, very young age. It was always the road and the plan and the trajectory, and I've actually become quite shy and cringe. I feel cringe when I really answer this question, but there's no point of shying away from it, right? But I've always wanted to be an actress, and to be very specific, a Hollywood actress.
Like the other Theron.
Yeah, that's what
Exactly.
to say. Like
My biggest
you and
inspiration.
Charlize taking over the world.
Yeah. And that was just always the thing. That was the plan. Like since I can remember, me performing in front of cameras and home videos and doing little home concerts when my parents had people over for brides and
Wow.
yeah. So studying drama has always been the plan. And then and in school I would model, and I would travel to New York and London as a 15-year-old. So kind of wanting to be in the public eye or performing or be kind of someone in the spotlight has always been there from a young age. And I performed in school, and I did piano in school, and I danced. So the plan was always culture and performance. And then I went to university, and even though I enjoyed the music and doing cabaret and being in theatre shows and casted in cool, strong female roles, I joined the Stellenbosch RAG committee,
Okay.
where everything took a very quick turn.
Is that when you realize that, okay, I actually don't want to be in front of the camera?
Yes. I realized that I find it a bit more cooler to be behind the camera and backstage and in the green room and hanging out with the organizers and the artists rather than being the one on the stage. There's just something a little bit more edgier to it. So that was my journey. And when I joined the committee, the planning committee, it changed.
I think I have to agree with you. Like, the back of the camera is the new cool. I have a T-shirt that says the economy needs creatives like us.
I saw that. Yeah, that's cool.
And that just speaks volumes to exactly that. Like, it's like culture is the new cool, and everyone behind is the cool people. Like, yeah, the talent is dope. Like, you take pictures with them and stuff. But it's like, when I attend like festivals, I'm like, yo, I want to meet the production manager. I want to know how he pulled that off. How did he get that to hang there and stay? Like, that's the new cool thing. But while we're on to sort of the evolution of your career and the growth, you started at Opi Kopi and Hilltop Live. And a little birdie told me that you actually started in ticket sales. I didn't know if that is true or not true, but now that I know you, I don't see you in ticket sales for some weird reason. It feels like a job that is so like forgettable that you don't imagine someone that will rise to being the brand manager someday to doing that. So what was that journey like, and how did that go, and how did that start?
So when I was at university in the RAG committee, we did the rock shows on the Brock, and we did fun runs and fashion shows. And Opi Kopi at that point was more than just Opi Kopi, the flagship festival. It was also an events agency that would create platforms and concepts and event series for brands. They reached out to the RAG committee wanting to partner on this festival or this rock show that we did as part of Carnival. And then there was a continuation with that relationship, wanting to use student manpower, wanting to tap into the Stellenbosch student culture and community. And I was their go-to for Stellenbosch or for Marty's. Fun fact, I was their go-to in Stellenbosch, and anyone who knows Teresho Selesho was their go-to at Tukkies. I kept on working for them. I kept on curating manpower and student labor. I didn't throw away my dreams just yet of being a performer. I ended up moving to Joburg while auditioning for roles, landing a couple of roles on TV and in local films, and continuing to do work for Hilltop Live or Opi Kopi, and that was the ticketing part.
Is it?
So I would still break away and manage gates for them at Emmerenshaw for Old Mutual Music in the Gardens.
Okay.
Or Angelique Kidjo, it's in Stellenbosch for shows and Northern shows. Ketapela was one of my first shows there. But I'm trying to get to is I still kind of continued working through them with bars, working behind the bar and ticketing.
You work behind the bar?
I work behind the bar for sure, and I manage some of their sponsorships behind the bars as well. It was a this and that kind of role for them. They just tapped into me whenever I was available to them. At some point, I just couldn't come up the maths with the acting anymore. The roles didn't land. The body was an issue. I couldn't. You can be as beautiful and as thin as you want, but the camera would always make you look so fat. And they kept on not asking me to lose weight, but I kind of knew this is totally where it's headed. And at this point, I wasn't a small young woman anymore. Like, it felt, I could feel this was gonna take up a lot of a mental space. So when they came and said, "Would you like to do something permanently with us? Do you want a job as Old Mutual Music in the Gardens project manager in Pretoria?" Now I was in Joburg.
Yeah.
I just said yes. And my mom was on my back. I needed to get off her medical aid. I needed to get off her back in general.
Get off her couch, everything like
100%. And then she was, the acting wasn't working. And then I was also, like we spoke earlier, this was cool.
Yeah.
You know, this was like grinding and like
100%.
making the culture work and working behind the scenes was cool. Being cut out of the picture. It was kind of cool. It was like journalists, you know, like you're always behind the scenes trying to push it forward, but you're never the one on the cover. I felt that was me. So I packed my car and my trailer full of the little amount of furniture I had, and I moved to Pretoria. And I'll never forget driving to Pretoria and thinking I'm literally leaving that part of me now behind in Joburg.
Moving on to a new...
Moving on, like, and it was, in hindsight, I never picked up a script again. I never performed again. I never played piano in front of an audience again. I never danced again in front of an audience. It really was in the past, and I'm fine with it.
Quick one. What was in the trailer? Do you remember? It was like one microwave and a bar fridge. You know when you're young, your furniture is like very abstract.
Just a microwave.
Like a toaster oven.
One colander.
It was a bunch of shit. There was the microwave, and there was the fridge, and there was the mattress and basic furniture. But like I remember a lot of like trinkets and like ceramics and fake flowers and vases and shit that I put in my room and in my space to make it look colorful.
So we know that you've spearheaded a lot of like the Jagermiester projects, right? Like the Brass Cartel, Into the Woods, Meister House. As a person that's on the outside, because Kilimo knows all about this, but as a person that's on the outside, how do you go about creating these ideas and these projects and like actually bring them to life?
The first reaction to that would be having a look at what Global's doing. If we're going to be on a big brand like Jagermiester, you do steal or you are served with global concepts that you see in your presentations, in the monthly reports, in global experiential show-off meetings. And luckily, we have a lot of opportunity to take those and localize them. So you mentioned Brass Cartel. Brass Cartel is not a brainchild of mine. It was originally the Jagermiester Blaskapelle, which is German for a brass band. Obviously a different setup, different design, consisting of 14 members and 3 dancers, but saw that and localized it to a South African or now African version. Long story short, it is now the official Jagermiester Blaskapelle brass band. The Blaskapelle is no more. It's just a little fun fact. Meister House was a UK experiential concept called Jager House. I went there and shadowed and worked with the UK team at their UK festivals to look at how they did it, stole a lot of templates and scripts and designs and learnings and how-tos from them, came back, created Meister House as you know it. So the big ones, and I think that answers the questions for now, is we are lucky to, same goes for Night Embassy. It was developed by Eric in Amsterdam, an agency called Protein, for Germany, a nightlife community-driven campaign that I would then put funding in to them to bring it to South Africa and have a Joburg edition into Jagermiester Night Embassy Joburg.
Okay, and then also like, excuse me, you are obviously a woman in a field that is male dominated. a lot of the times, like anything that has to do with entertainment, whether it's in the forefront or in the back end, it's usually more male dominated than there are more women. How did you like get into a point where you are now going from ticket sales to being a manager at the top of the food chain, from, and obviously in a male dominated industry? How did you get through all of those obstacles, or were there any obstacles that set you back a little bit?
I'm always wary of answering this question because I don't want to take away from any other woman that has seen these challenges or experienced a lot of hurdles or obstacles from being a woman. But I myself have not.
Okay.
On the contrary, I've seen it as a little bit of a superpower. Or maybe I'm just too doof, or I didn't see the signals or the signs. It helps being a woman. It helps making people think you're on the back foot because you're a woman, and then you're totally not. You
Yeah.
totally got this. Maybe it's made me a lot more creative for being a woman and a mom. I can multitask. Maybe I flirt with men or women often, and that has made them a little bit more powerless. Maybe there's charm involved in being a woman, or
Temptress.
yeah. I often have to stop and remind myself that, fuck, I'm in a room of 15 men,
Yeah.
and I'm the only woman. Don't tell yourself, don't overthink it, don't make it a thing now. Just keep cool, and then move on. So luckily I've never seen that as a hurdle. What I have seen as a little bit of a hurdle is being a mom, and obviously the guilt of being away from home for long, because we work in a festival environment and we travel a lot, is very painful, and it takes away a lot of your productivity, and it makes it difficult to come back to tired and burned out after a festival, and having to spend time with your kid. There was also, I was early 20s when I had a baby, so there were moments when even women would not give you the time you needed to be a mom. They would ask, where are you? You're on the clock, why aren't you clocking in? And then we were still in a time where you had to clock in at 9, and you were like, shit, can I really do this because I'm a mom? And, like so many other women might perhaps deserve this more than me because they didn't choose to fall pregnant. In hindsight, that's all ridiculous. We should be able to have babies whenever we want.
Exactly.
And the work environment, no matter what it is, should allow you to do so and spend the time with your baby. How I got from ticket sales to where I am today, thank you for the compliment. It's just the cliche, and it's a cliche for a reason. It's just hard work and a grind and working 12 hours at a time.
I wanted to add to that by saying, and being comfortable with hearing no many times, because I think a lot of things in our industry, you have to be okay with hearing no on your climb. It's okay to hear no. It shouldn't cripple you. It shouldn't take away from. And I think a lot of women in the industry, being obviously the one that's sitting with us, but a lot of women in the industry that I've also had sort of the pleasure of working with and sort of being around, the common thread is they didn't care whether it's no 100 times. It's cool. I'm gonna get up and keep going. So I think that one is important. I also wanted to give you a shout out. You spoke about being a mom. Unati B had a baby, right? And then went back to work.
What do you mean, like? Do you mean like immediately?
Not immediately, but like even I think
6 months.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, but that's not immediately though.
It's not.
Just a shout out to Spotify, who gave me 6 months of
some of the places
rest
get
too.
like 2 months, 3 months at most.
But
that's nothing.
The thing is, me being a man, right? In my head, when a woman has a baby, she must be at home for a whole year.
Yeah, a whole year.
Right,
Yeah, like it to me, and for her to do it that quick. And remember, she didn't just go back and like chill. She went back and she was rolling out campaigns like this. She was traveling. She was this. She was that I remember, like I was speaking to some of like her staff, and they were telling me this, and I was like, that's crazy. Like this is, I don't know brand managers like this. The brand managers I know, hey.
That's so crazy for me because every time I think, do I want to have a baby like anytime soon? I'm like, no, it would ruin me. It would ruin my life.
So, just for you and the listeners, I had a baby when I was 24, Julian, and I had a baby again 8 months ago. So, there's a 14-year gap between child 1 and child 2. So, to your point or your concern, I had a baby at the beginning of my career. It's totally doable. I was very lucky. I had help. And had a mother-in-law who stood in and up for whenever I needed her. But don't let that set you back. Very often, like I said, it could make you even more productive. It could make you sharper. It could give you more purpose. It could ground you a bit more so that you can do it for them and set an example for them.
Okay. I would like to know, when you took away my brother here for Mom Durban, how did you guys actually come about all of that? And how was the experience? Firstly, it was the longest time away from Killamore I've ever been away from. Like, the longest time ever.
So,
but it looked like you guys were having so much fun.
Mom Durban, out of sort of all the projects and accounts that I've worked on, just to give B a little bit of insight, is the longest I've been away from Joburg. Because often it's, even if the campaign requires me to travel, it's the time is very short. So maybe I fly in just for execution, then I come back. Versus Mom Durban, it was like 2 days in Joburg and then 5 days in Durban. 2 days in Joburg, 5 days, 1 day in Joburg. Like, it was just, so everyone was going, all my colleagues were like, we don't think he's coming back.
The way we had to schedule shooting was insane.
But it was dope, and I'm glad she brought it up because I really wanted B to sort of take everyone through Mom. Firstly, what Mom is. I think you're gonna, when you hear it from her, you're gonna love it, and I think a lot of the consumers that are watching this are gonna love and understand it and be like, wow, that is actually a dope thing that Spotify's came up with. And another dope thing that I've also found out mid-campaign is that it's actually her brainchild. So do you wanna tell us about Mom?
I'd love to. But also just for the audience, your role in Mom, you were the production manager on all 30 plus events that we had in Durban.
Did you hear that?
There were 30 events.
Yeah, there were 30 events. And kudos to you and well done to you. And it was so great to work with you. If you have asked me previously who's my favorite production manager, it would have been Killer. And shame, I'm sorry for taking you away from everything for so long.
I hate these guys. I'm glad I'm gone.
If you were a woman and you were a mom, that would not have been possible.
Yes.
I just want to tie it back to what we said, what we spoke about earlier now. So that would have been for a woman who wanted to be a production manager, that is a big no, you know? Okay. Anyway, so I'm very glad that you're a male.
Kudos to the ladies though that hold it down regardless.
Kudos to the ladies that do hold it down, and those that have kids at home. Mom, we had a task at hand, 2024 for Cape Town. We needed to tap into Cape Town culture. We have, at that point, only celebrated Lagos and Joburg. It was time to venture into the Cape Town city and speak to a very high TAM, total addressable market.
Yeah.
We haven't spoken to them. We knew they were there. We knew they could use Spotify. We knew they could subscribe to Spotify. We just didn't have anything to go into with. Yes, you can do media, you can do billboards, you can do TV commercials, but it's not always enough. And we live in a time now, especially with AI, that you cannot simply just show up in the right media and in the right billboards and in TV ads. It's not enough, not for youth culture. You need to physically be seen in the right spaces. Show up for them, see them, help tell their stories. We have seen that at Jagermiester, and we have seen that with events the prior year, like Greasy Tunes Cafe in Joburg, that we see a huge spike in users.
Yeah.
So what do we come with? What do we show up with? We can't just sponsor a list of Rock in the Daisies and big events, and as I would often refer to it, death by 9x9.
Yeah.
You pay X amount to have a 9x9 space, and then you come up with an idea and you have like a little festival mall where people kind of pick
Show
to
up.
come into your space or not. I think those days, for me as an experiential marketing manager, are behind me. So what can we do? I have no idea. Then I thought of this idea I always had for Nigeria prior to starting at Jagermiester, calling it Capital of Music. COP.
I see the thread now.
Because Nigeria, we all know, is a global music mega masterpiece.
Yeah.
No one would dare challenge that.
Yeah.
You would be fucking too scared to do it.
Yeah. There's a billion people there.
A billion people there. It's the world of Afrobeats. If you make it in Nigeria as anything, especially as an Afrobeat artist, you can make it anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
So it wasn't yet Nigeria's time, but what can we do for the mother city? And then I played around and it was like mother city, mother of music. And I wrote it down and it was Mom. And then it was just Mom at that point, just referring to it casually as Mom, like you would COP.
Yeah.
And from there, kind of developing it into Renaissance, because Cape Town at that point, and still is undergoing some sort of Renaissance, where it's not just the DA Karens of the world anymore. It's not just the European.
Multi-pot.
There's an African voice that's starting to develop. Are people moving down from Joburg post-COVID to Cape Town because there's like the Broke Boys and Shelf Life and Pot Plant Club, and even Nigerian sounds communities are starting to pick up. So we saw it as a little bit of an African Renaissance, and then I Googled Renaissance and it meant rebirth or birth of. And then I tied it back to Mom and it was like, there's something really fertile and mom-like about this. And then the community stepped in, and Mom is a kind of community's family, and the Mom to community. And then the whole thing just became so playful.
Yeah.
And so layered, and even a little bit confusing. Is it going to be Mom because it's Mother City? Is it going to be Mom because it's a fertile ground? Is it going to be Mom because we love our own moms? And we all know African moms are the hardest working hustlers.
Yeah.
We have the biggest single mom percentage in the world, 60%. And they are the reason most of the time that we are where we are. And that's really how Mom came about. Just a lot of things, Mom and birth and pushes. And they're cool as well. They can dance. They have these fucking cappella lines.
Yeah, like anytime.
They don't take shit.
At all.
And shout out to my mom.
Scary. Shout out to
it sounds like you're describing her exactly.
Yeah. They put you in your place, and they remind you what is the true meaning behind it all. And they hustle to put my dad passed early on. My mom hustled me through university and pushed me to where I am today. So, and I know everyone can say more or less the same thing. So, and then it became a community program.
That's so
Who's on the
cool.
communities, the youth culture communities in Cape Town? Can you find 15 of them? Find 15 of them. You get this, you get that, you get X amount. What do you want to do with it? Do you want to do street merch? Do you want to do a party? Do you want to do a mural? Do you want to do an online content piece?
Arts exhibition.
What is on your drawing board? Please go do it for us. But it has to speak to your city. It has to speak to your community. It has to speak to culture. But make it yours. And then there's just this whole monster of a Mom campaign came about. And that was Mom Cape Town. And we asked for funding for this. Again, we needed to do something in Cape Town, so we went to Global and said, this is what we want to do. We want X amount. And it was so successful, and the IP worked so well that come year 2025, they said, do it again. This time, take it to Durban. Because Durban was the next TAM, total addressable market. What are you going to do in Durban now? How are you going to address these cats? And it was an easy one. In terms of how do we take what we did in Cape Town, right? Like, and now
expand it.
And it doesn't have to be the same, because no one city, no one culture, no one community is the same. But I like to think there was a golden thread of mom and community and family and the birthing of sounds.
100%.
Durban looks so cool.
Yeah.
I actually felt left out when like Kilmer would post, right? At like 6, 7 a.m. and you'd be like, guys, we're still here. They were at London on 7th. Is that what it's called?
75.
Yeah.
And I was like, how? And
Imagine-
it was still packed at that time.
That was,
Yeah.
imagine, that's the closing weekend. You have to think about it like this, right? We had, as she said, 30 plus events. We had a spiritual home, which was mom's house. From a setup and branding perspective, I think shout out to Spotify. They I mean, obviously as Air we assisted in making the dream come true, but it's like it was so dope to see. And 30 events is not, you know,
Imagine.
yeah, you don't just
Yes.
wake up and execute 30 events.
I already
It's
have
not
a headache
child's
after
play.
one.
Yeah.
So, and I think that was dope, but even more so for me, the best part about Mom Durban specifically was sort of witnessing something that has been a common thread in B's career, which has been like supporting sort of culture and creatives from a grassroots level. I think there's a campaign she did called Back the Artist at Jaeger as well, which kind of speaks to that same thread of supporting community members and supporting creatives, whether you're a designer, whether you're an artist, DJ, promoter. And we went to Durban and did that, you know? And obviously I have roots in Durban and KZN, so it was exciting to almost go home
Yeah.
and give back, and getting the responses. Like till today, I still get messages from everyone. Like everyone takes, yo, bro, what you guys did for the
looks
city
so
was
cool.
amazing. What Spotify did for the city was amazing. So kudos to B and the whole sort of experiential team at Spotify for that.
And Spotify and I very often find myself sitting in these conversations and not mentioning the brand that made this possible once,
Yeah.
which is wrong. I hope my boss ain't listening. It really is Spotify that made this happen. And but what makes my job as experiential manager, and the same was at Jagermiester, so great is that they don't breathe down my neck for immediate results, because it's so awareness driven and affiliation driven that it should just be culture.
Yeah.
There are people looking after homes and media and growth. Mine, I step in with a layer of just make sure the culture is taken care of and that the experiences feel like it is on platform.
Yeah.
Feel like it is an embodiment of what people and can also experience when they scroll through your platform and experience the music and the structuring and the positioning of all the amazing tracks and artists on them.
I know I saw a couple of tweets and posts here and there, and everyone's like, we don't usually get something so
Yeah.
big in Durban.
Yeah.
Because they're like, everything is just always focused
Yeah.
for Joburg.
Yeah.
And they were like, this was so great. I was like, oh, I wish I was there.
And I like that you say big, because it wasn't even, the budget wasn't even
Yeah,
that
like
big,
from
man.
I think from the industry perspective, and if you know anything about campaigns and sort of executing such things, it from as B saying, from a budget perspective, it
It wasn't big.
we just, I think, and again, kudos to sort of Spotify's experiential team, kudos to Air and all of the other supporting agencies, whether it be the media guys, the content guys. We went the extra mile to make it look bigger than it actually
Yeah.
was, which is, and I think that's important, right? Because
It did look big.
yeah, I mean, it's very important to do that, because that also instills the same thing that B sort of likes to preach of empowering creative and empowering women. It speaks a lot to that, because when you feel like you're part of something big, you are going to deliver and sort of go beyond the call of what has been asked of you to make things happen.
Yeah.
Like whether you're a promoter, whether you're a DJ, whether you are sort of a clothing brand, like some of the clothing brands that we collaborated with, you're gonna go above and beyond, because this feels like, wow, this is it. This is big.
And I think why you say big is because of the big moment it was,
Yeah.
rather than the big the lift it was.
100%.
Even though it was a huge lift, it's because it was hyper local.
Yeah.
We took Durban and its identity and its pulse and its people that are previously potentially unseen on a global platform or even a national platform. We gave them a voice. It was hot Durban. It was about the food. It was about the culture. It was about Zulu. phrases, our captions were all in Zulu.
Yeah.
It was hyper local, and that's something I've seen with experiential and culture projects. The more hyper local you go, the stronger the campaign, the bigger the moment, the riskier, the bigger the return, and then there is a major ripple effect.
Yeah.
You see it rippling across the nation, and people actually sit up and go, "Oh shit, they're doing the culture thing. They're doing it real. This is quite risky. Not everyone can read the captions.
Yeah.
But it's okay. I'm just glad someone is doing it."
And it looks cool.
And I think other brands are also going, "Oh shit, if Spotify is doing this,
Then
we're a bit
too.
late here.
Yeah.
Like we should be really celebrating hyper local because we're a super diverse nation."
What is the next city?
Oh,
Can you
Well, you
say
can't
that?
tell
I don't
us.
think she can say that yet. I know. If you EFT me like a couple million,
Can I
will
guess?
tell you.
I can give you. The thing is, I can't. It's not the new fiscal yet, and we'll probably only be able to confirm this in January
Yeah.
because of budget. But what I do, I'd want to challenge that question by saying it's potentially not even a city.
So then, what would it be?
That
A country?
the mind
The
can.
whole country?
We'll leave that to you and the rest
or
of the
country.
viewers to
a whole
to-
province?
A land.
a land.
Just
where
a-
where the sun sets or where the sun throws its shade of gold.
So the golden city, like Egoli, so Johannesburg.
We don't know.
We don't know.
Oh my God. Okay. I mean, everyone in the comments, I think maybe we should guess.
Yeah, let's do
play a
that.
guessing game in the comments of where the next mom.
Let's do this. Let's
Yeah.
do
We
this.
can't even say Mom Durban because that was
The people that guess it right, I will have a chat with the good people at Spotify to give away 10 tickets to the launch event.
Yeah,
of,
for sure. That's a good one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Of the next one where
Where-
wait.
wherever it is.
But if it's in another country, then we need to buy their plane tickets. Disclaimer: no plane tickets.
no
or
plane
accommodation.
tickets. Yeah,
Just
disclaimer. It's just
no
a
plane
ticket to
tickets,
attend
no
the event.
accommodation, just your tickets.
Yeah, we'll do 10 for the 10 people that comment right. The city, obviously, when we eventually go live with where it is,
Yeah.
and you get it right.
But one thing about wherever it's going next, the one thing we found out from Mom this time around was that genres are birthed in the townships and in the
100%.
hoods.
100%.
And that's added another layer to Mom.
Yeah.
Where Cape Town wasn't necessarily sound or genre specific, even though Xhosa rap from D Koala really were put in
Amazing.
the forefront. Gom really was.
Yeah.
Because that's Durban.
Yeah.
That's Kwamashu.
Yeah.
That's from the township. And that's kind of where we want to take Mom going forward, is sounds birthed from these incredible townships and the story behind.
Ooh, so it would be interesting if you guys went to like in the Polokwane Limpopo sides.
We don't know.
Nobody knows.
It would be cool because then we can have like your Makadzi. You can have
going.
like,
Keep going.
Keep.
I'm
going.
almost there.
Shoshanguve, the debate between if Amapiano is from Shoshanguve or Soweto.
Oh, yeah, I've
Shall we
seen that.
settle that for once?
I've
Because
Yeah.
I'm on
seen that.
Shoshanguve.
Really, I think it's definitely Soweto.
Maporisa will kill you for that.
I have to beg to differ and say it's shared between Alex and Soweto.
Yeah, I would think.
Not even Pretoria.
No,
I
Pretoria has
think
Bacardi.
Pretoria was
And House.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think Pretoria is very quick to hop on the wave, right? Unlike the other hoods in South Africa. I think I would say they were the second hood to hop on the wave. However, I strongly believe Soweto and Alex were doing it longer before it even became a thing. When piano was just literally piano playing, before Mdutyarp even
But wait,
introduced the guys
I'm
to
a
the
person.
lockdrum.
I'm from Pretoria,
Yeah.
right? And I can say that Mamelodi
Yeah.
in Pretoria has been a place where we had a lot of piano actually with your Lady Zama, with
Junior Torres.
Junior Taurus
whole
and all of
movement.
them. So we can't really say where things started because even with the Gom from Durban and from Cape Town.
No.
But it's different types of Gom.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's different types. Because if you listen to Tella's Gom, it's different from a Tuxin. No, not Tuxin, sorry.
Space Pose, Destruction
yes,
Boys.
Destruction Boys Gom.
Subcultures, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
stemming from it, but it's still, And I made a joke when I said, let's settle the debate. I don't think it's dangerous to venture into this.
But I think we should.
But I like that you said Alex, because
Yeah.
it should also add a third.
100%.
Alex, it will be very
And
interesting.
Mama Lodi. I mean, brands haven't touched on Mama Lodi enough. Did you know Mama Lodi means mother of melody?
Yeah, it is. We used to have one of the head girl when I was in high school. Her name was Mama Lodi. And it was just
wow.
so beautiful because it's a mother of melody.
That's a nice name.
I wanted to ask B, so like during COVID, I'd like to say the renaissance of experiential marketing in South Africa, in my opinion, and I'd say in Africa, happened sort of during COVID and post-COVID, because brands had to find new creative, exciting ways to still be front-facing to consumers whilst not incurring too many sort of expenses and costs, because, well, especially liquor brands, we're not really moving that much product, but we still need to be cool. We still need to show up. How was that change for you during that era? Like, how did you navigate that and sort of still come out on top as an experiential brand manager, but also just as a creative marketer in the industry?
We were lucky during COVID, Jagermiester, because we came across a campaign called Save the Night, where we wanted to save nightlife and creators and community leaders and promoters and bar owners who were obviously going through a very tough time during lockdown and alcohol shutdown. So we spent all of our marketing budget and more on nightlife and creatives by giving them budget to do something, mostly online.
Yeah.
And that meant a lot for Jagermeister from a market growth perspective. And when I say a lot, that was a turning point for Jagermeister. We came out of COVID 3 times as strong. Jagermeister's got a success story of COVID, even though we were on lockdown, there was an alcohol ban.
Yeah.
So we came out, long story short, yes, we had Save the Night, and culture really sat up and noticed Jagermeister during the Save the Night COVID campaign, because they were literally there for them.
Yeah.
They saw them through the months. And Amapiano also stood up during COVID. It's also a
100%.
COVID story, right?
100%.
And we did what we did best in South Africa when there were rules of lockdown and there were restrictions. We gathered in our own interesting ways in taverns and then shebeens and closed down the streets while police turned a blind eye.
Yeah.
So that was also when Amapiano got at its messiest and kind of and there's a specific story of Kapsa who had a lot of Jagermeister at that point as well. And I like the way you know exactly what I'm talking about. You're Sowetan, of course.
Besides, I make it my pet project to sort of do research on everyone and all the brands that could possibly cross paths with our agency. Our MD is very big on that. Big shout out to Ricardo. He's very big on us educating ourselves, even if they're not our clients. You know, go attend the events. Go and, sit down with the manager. Go and learn. Go and educate yourself, because one day you might be an MD of your own agency. So
that's Rick.
Yeah.
Kudos.
Yeah.
Shout out.
That's really great. I like Jaeger. I also have it the most when I've got a little cough, because I don't know if it works, but
I think it's a
people
placebo.
around me do say, if you're sick, take a few shots of Jaeger, you're gonna feel better.
It started out as a vinegar, and I think it was a medicine at some point.
It was.
Yeah, it was a vinegar factory at some point, and then they treated it as an aperitif that you would take after dinner, and then they would take it as not as a cough medicine, but just it's an elixir, so an overall well-being and revival.
Keep you young.
To keep you young. I like Jagermeister too. I've always had. It has to be served as a perfect serve, though. If it's not, it can be gross, right?
What's the perfect serve?
So the shot glass has to come from the freezer itself.
Okay.
And the bottle.
Okay.
From the freezer. It needs to be super cold and not a double shot. It needs to be 25 mils, not 40 mils. That's gross. That spills
Yeah.
on your fingers and on the glass and on your mouth. That's just not a good look.
What about a Jaeger
The
bomb?
way all you teenagers are drinking it is wrong.
Yeah. And if you go, and we worked really hard in South Africa and in Africa to get the perfect serve right. We did well, but if you go to Germany and you order a Jagermeister there from anywhere, you would always get the perfect serve, and that's amazing.
Really?
That then really takes away from the issue of overconsumption or the bad look that is getting too drunk when you drink shots, because it's not about that. It is really enjoying the elixir, the perfect shot, the herbal liqueur of
I just want to
Jägermeister.
know one thing. Is it really not supposed to freeze when you put it in the freezer?
It's not supposed to freeze.
And so if it does, that is not the real...
It's not the real.
We are aware of you guys.
It was watered down.
Mm.
In my lifetime, I've heard of one case where we know it wasn't watered down, where it frozen, but that's a standalone weird case, and we shipped it off to Germany to do some tests.
Oh,
It's
okay.
not supposed to freeze. It's also before COVID, it still had the filter
Yeah.
where you couldn't free pour it into your mouth, and where you
Oh.
couldn't water it down with any other liquid. We did so well after COVID, and the demand for Jägermeister was so high that we had to remove that filter to save at least 2 weeks' time on the production line in Wolfenbüttel,
that
so
is
that we
crazy.
can fulfill the demand in South Africa.
So that slows down the production, putting the...
Yes. So the bottles that came to South Africa through shipment started to not have the filter, meaning you could free pour again, and it was chaos. We heard of people passing. We heard so many stories of people ordering Jägermeister, and it was off or not Jägermeister, or frozen bottles because
Yeah.
people watered it down because they had full access to the bottle now. I think they've changed it back now in the meantime.
Yeah.
I think so.
I wanted to speak on, like, your entire career has this common thread that I spoke on earlier of sort of supporting creatives, supporting culture at a grassroots level. Do you think it was fate that you ended up being the experiential manager at a DSP, where essentially the pool of talent and creatives is just, it's unending, it's constantly on a daily basis, there's new this, new that. Do you think that was fate, or it was just like luck? Boom, Spotify, let's go.
Fate. Luck.
Were you gunning for the job before?
No, I'm not gunning. I'm not gunning for anything really. I just kind of land up
Okay.
in places. Just like I wasn't gunning to be an experiential or in marketing. The river just took me there, really.
And you followed it.
I just followed a path. I work in 7-year cycles.
Ah, okay.
I was with Opikopi for 7 years. I was with Jägermeister for 7 years. Again, not planned. It's really just how it ended up being. I don't have a super interesting mic drop answer for that. I do believe in hard work, and what you put in, you get out. And maybe that's why I am lucky today. Also, opportunity. I got to go to university. I have a healthy background with loving parents and great sisters and siblings as great examples. Yeah, I have had a relatively stress-free kind of upbringing. So maybe that's also plays a role in being in a nice position today.
I think that speaks volumes to sort of Spotify as well, because they, as a DSP, I think they're definitely one of the few that are front-facing in terms of supporting creatives and artists, and to have someone like B who's also strong on that is very dope. Another thing that B is strong on that you may not know, Unati, that I'm going to educate on, she's super strong on supporting women
Yeah.
and being women first. I remember my first week when I got roped into Mom. I was given a task to produce a lineup for one of the events, one of the 30, right? Which is obviously my specialty. It's what I do. I do production. And I remember I submitted the first lineup. I got the kindest no in the world, which came through my account manager, Zane Galston, obviously. But I knew it came from B, right? And I then learned throughout sort of working with her and understanding her, the whole supporting women thing. And I witnessed the power of supporting women during the campaign, because some of the ladies that we supported in the campaign were sort of return faces, right? There were people who were maybe booked for 1 or 2 events that ended up attending like all 30 events. And I then also built a relationship with them. Like I've personally, prior to this, I had mad respect for DJ Sindo. I adored her from a distance. I'd done a little bit of business with her via booking her through sort of other events, my role here at Liv Santon as well. But there was never really a... But after Mom Durban, DJ Sindo's my... Like, we cool like
That's
that.
your,
Yeah,
that's
she's
your
cool,
homegirl.
huh?
Yeah, like...
She's a cool lady.
She's soon to be gone, I think.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna notice soon.
Yeah.
And then it's
I mean, I hope so. She came to play here at Liv the other week.
How was that?
Amazing.
Really?
And
Yes.
you could see that, you know, usually some people see DJing as just a job, right? And we get it. For them, it's just a gig. They just coming to play music and then they're out. She did not want to leave the decks. She was there, and she smiled the whole time, looking at the crowd, interacting with the crowd. She was so happy to be here, and that's what I like seeing more of that. And usually we see that from the women. So kudos to you for bringing up the women like that, because they're showing the men how it's supposed to be done.
Yeah. I think
Period.
I really wanted to understand how that was born. Like, was this idea of sort of putting women first in everything you do, and specifically Mom Durban, was this born out of sort of the gap we see? Or is this something where it's like your entire life you've just lived in a world where it makes sense for girl power to be number one?
I think it's a must have. It's a everyone has to do this. It's not a me thing. It's if you're not doing your job properly, if you're not doing it this way, if you're not pushing equality and diversity, and ensuring that you look at a realistic breakdown of a landscape and make sure the pie is divided equally. It wouldn't be fair to have me in a position at Spotify if I don't approach it that way.
Yeah.
Even if I hated women, you know, I'd still be shit at my job if I don't
Yeah.
make sure that that women are given a chance and deserved a moment. And obviously you can't have a campaign like Mom and not have women on the lineup.
Yeah.
And you can't be Spotify and not be seen ensuring that that it's an equal lineup. But I love having women in the room. I am always excited when I go into a meeting and see more women and see women allies, and it just makes me feel like this is going to be an easier one, or this is going to be a fun one, or this is going to be one where I'm going to learn more stuff and have a chance to inspire, especially if it's a younger woman as well.
Yeah.
Going into a huge experiential campaign in Lagos now. For those that saw Greasy Tunes Joburg, we're doing one in Lagos next month.
Woohoo! Welcome back to Greasy Tunes.
Yes. And like the Durban one with Mama Kashaka, Nandi, the same goes for our one in Lagos with a team of women. Venue owner, chef, event organizer, and ops manager. They're all women. And people ask me, how was Lagos? How was your site visit? How did everything go?
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's the one thing I come back with. I'm like, I have a team of women I'm working with, and I have only good feelings about this. Not to take away from your team, Killer, that were only... Sorry, but it was only men.
Yeah, you know what's
and I
funny,
wasn't
though?
worried at the beginning. I was a bit disappointed though.
Do you know what's funny though? Fun fact about our agency: there's actually more women that work for it.
I know. He called them in on day one.
there's
I saw them,
actually-
but I never saw them again.
There's actually more like, you know, we like our office is very. You walk in, you're like, okay, 3 boys in the corner and like 7 women. Like,
We need to see more of the women on ground.
I think they were, particularly for this campaign. It just so happened that at the time that Mom landed on our hands,
that was the strong team, because
Yeah.
you're just expanding, you're just moving into an office.
Yeah.
So I'm
That's
not trash talking Air or the team. I made me just tying a knot to what you said around it being a male-dominant industry. It remains to be a male-dominant industry, and that's also fine. I don't want to take away from the hard-working men here, because you guys are incredible, and you always catch us where we fall or where we fall short.
Yeah.
Or you help carry our boxes. And,
Oh, thanks for that.
and the tech stuff that I don't have any idea how it works
Like,
to this day. Killer Matimu, you always step in and 100%.
Another fun fact, speaking on ladies, shout out to Spotify. A lot of the Spotify staff that is in managerial positions actually women, in case you didn't know that.
That's
Unati.
great.
Another
And
fun
it's great
fact.
hearing stuff like that, especially during Women's Month, where we're trying to advocate for more women being in every field. You know, I also, like, I'm now starting to work in the back end. I'm liking it. So when you guys were speaking about it earlier on, saying like how great it is going from the front to the back, it's actually a totally different thing, but it's nice knowing like, okay, so this is actually how this works, how we get to put this out there. So it's quite interesting.
Where
I'm
was your
liking it.
front?
So I've always worked in the nightclub as a brand ambassador.
Okay, on the floor.
Yeah, on the floor always.
Audience facing more like.
Yes. So it's always been like that since Taboo and Onyx days. And then now we are at Live Sanson. So earlier on, late last year, I spoke to my manager and I was like, I can't do this. I can't do this. My back hurts. My knees hurt.
Yeah.
I can't do this anymore. I can't be here in the evenings all the time. And we set out what I'm going to do. So this whole year I've been in the back end. And with just the only time I'm in the forefront is for the podcast, but every other time I'm in the back end. So I am liking it. And now we're starting a new show with my guy Mash here. I'm also in the back end for that. So it's like everything is great at the back. Don't have to do makeup.
No, but Unati's,
I'm great.
Unati's downplaying it, B. So Unati used to be a host and a promoter, right? And then fast forward to what she just said, that she got tired. With obviously the support and the blessing of Live Green Hospitality,
Yeah.
they then encouraged her not only to do her own thing, but to start her own business that would directly service our entire group of clubs, for deco, for sort of content curation and making the venues look like this. So her role is actually quite huge, and she likes to downplay it all the time. And I'm always like,
Because it's
Stop it.
kind of cringe talking about
No, it is.
yourself.
Downplay is good because someone will upplay you soon enough.
And that's why
And,
Killer
and the
was-
walls will always talk about you when you continue downplaying. The walls will always talk about you when you're not in the room.
That's great.
I always hype you.
Killer was always hyping me, so
Yeah.
it's good to have him
Because
around.
me, I'm pro girl power. You know me.
Yeah. B, what is something you would now say to 19-year-old B that is just starting out, is
Leave
still in
steadies.
university? What would you say to her right now?
That is a very deep question, and even one evoking emotional feelings. I'm going to go with my first instinct here and just say it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You are okay. You're not as bad as you think you are. And whatever you're experiencing right now or feeling is normal.
That is something really deep.
So I wanted to, okay, we've talked about business and thing. Let's talk about exciting stuff, right? I've always wondered from the first day that I met B, right, which was on a screen on a laptop. I always wondered, I'm like, obviously post the campaign and sort of us hanging out a lot in Durban and whatnot. I've always wondered, what does B listen to when she comes up with these crazy, wild ideas for us to execute? Like, what's playing in the background? Because I won't lie to you, Nati, B is like, her brain doesn't switch off. Like 2 a.m. B's texting me, like, what do you think about this? Can we try this? And obviously, I come from the old school way of sort of account management and servicing a client, which is, doesn't matter what time it is, doesn't matter what you're doing, doesn't matter if you are eating your wimpy burger with your family, you stop what you're doing and you respond to the clients and you assist, whether it's creatively, whether it's you physically going to whatever. If she says, come pick up blankets at my house, I mean, she didn't do that to me. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, if she had to, I'm there. You understand?
Yeah.
But I've always wondered, like, how do you, like, what's playing? What's on your playlist?
First of all, I'm sorry about the 2 a.m. messages.
I love them. Don't
I
worry.
really hope my boss ain't listening there. Because WhatsApping 2 a.m. in the morning is not always a good look.
I beg to differ.
Okay, but I'm glad you say that because
Yeah.
me too.
Yeah, I don't think.
Because sometimes the idea just comes now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro.
You need to
Like, we're
communicate it
creatives at the end
now.
of the day. We're not like sort of stringent 9 to 5 people. We're creatives. Like, it hits you anytime. And it's very important also, and little tidbits of advice to other agencies out there. It's very important to be an account services and client services manager that is like that, you know. You can't live in that structure of I switch on my laptop at 9 and at 5 it's closed. Anything that comes in after
Yeah.
5. Then you don't do dope shit, you know?
Then you don't do dope shit. Nandi Tlepu always says, if it didn't break you, is it even groundbreaking? And that really fucked with me.
Dase.
Because everything I have done is a little bit groundbreaking, but it did break me.
Yeah.
It did burn me out. I was a little bit sick. I wasn't like coming out of it. Like I felt I gave a little bit too much for this, but I'm still super proud of the fact that I did it, because someone has to do it, and otherwise, why are we here
Yeah.
if we don't use our talent and our capabilities to do great stuff?
Yeah.
The 2 a.m. message is not something that a new generation would support. It's also not traditionally something a company would support, but I still believe it's got its place.
I think that's what sets apart certain managers and certain brands and their time at brands between others and groundbreaking stuff. Because if you are part of this new school wave, you don't, like I said, you don't do dope shit, bro. Like you
Yeah.
don't. There's not single account I've had the pleasure of, and I think this is also just the air thing. I think we had Ricardo on the show. He said it himself. We don't believe in that. Like, dopeness happens at any time. Dopeness can happen while we're sitting in the club.
Yeah. Dopeness is happening right now as we speak.
Do you understand?
But it's I worry about that, and I also at the same time worry about being that guy, about being that generation that speaks ill of the younger generation. But so often you'd send a message and then you'd get back, I don't work like this. I will speak to you at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. No, not 8 a.m., 9 a.m. And I often struggle to navigate that space because it's a vibe kill.
Yeah.
That's not only can we not talk about this thing now, but it's a vibe kill. And I'm not even saying this is 8 o'clock at night or 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
This is like 5:30.
Dude.
5:30 is crazy.
Like,
because that's just like you could still speak on this.
You could still speak on this. You can even be a little bit playful or a little bit cheeky
Yeah.
or a little bit if you want to. But we've become so serious in our ways of working that the playfulness is out and it kills the creativity.
I think that's the props I could give to B and Sam and Matimu and sort of the experiential marketing team at Spotify and the brand team, really. There is a sense of seriousness because what we're doing is dope, and
Yes, it's serious.
yeah, and everyone's watching, global's watching. Do you understand? But there's also a fair amount of cheekiness and playfulness, and myself and Matimu, who's part of the experiential branding team. Like, first week, I think he looked at me like, who's the short guy that's here by himself? This is what they sent us? And then at the end of the campaign, it was like, this is my guy. Like, I don't want anyone. Like, to a point where I'd wake up in the morning, I'd call him first, and I'd ask him, like, where are you? I'm not going to site without you. Like you understand? And that speaks volumes to sort of that energy of, we can be serious.
Yeah.
But let's make it work, because if it's not fun, it won't be game changing. It's gonna feel like traditional death by 9 by 9 as B calls it. So that's dope.
Yeah.
You didn't answer the question.
No,
on the music.
and I will. I'm not avoiding it. But also shout out to Matimu Sitole. There's a lot of things that excite me in this industry, but his career path really, really excites me. A young one, like really, starting to make his way into the scene and being a consultant and a coordinator and curating culture and music. He's, to me, and he's only he's 28.
Yeah.
Fast forward when he's 40, he's going to be boss of culture in this country.
That's so
Whether
cool.
on brand or whether off brand, or maybe the minister of culture. I
We
don't know.
we
but
should
something.
definitely get him on the show. I think you'd enjoy
Yeah.
his insight.
Yeah.
I got to know him
Yeah.
a little bit, and he told me a little bit of his story growing up, and
Yeah.
and we had like similarities. You know, his grandmother had a tavern, my
Yes.
grandmother had a spaza shop, so we had like
Yeah.
I think that's a fusion moment that we had where it was like,
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
and then like ever since then we've been like,
Your mom had a tavern in
Dope.
Soweto?
no, not in Soweto. My grandmother had a tavern in Limpopo.
Okay.
I mean, a spaza shop. Sorry, not a tavern.
In
a little,
Limpopo?
yeah, a little
Okay.
spaza shop. And it was during the time when my parents obviously split, so I was shipped off to Limpopo to go live with my grandmother. And yeah, I helped her run the spaza.
Even as a kid.
yeah,
That's what was so interesting. Even as a kid, he was serving courts.
yeah,
And it wasn't funny to him. He was just doing his shift. He was working.
Yeah.
yeah. Like it's like, okay, cool, let's do this.
Yeah.
Let's work. Like, and I think that's also sort of where both are, because we realized also mid campaign that we're both also very OCD about setup.
Yeah.
Like something small as
Yeah.
like you see these wires on my
Yeah.
sites, this wouldn't fly. I'd be cussing out all the sound guys. Oh, like this is dirty, and he's the same, you know. So it was dope to sort of work with someone who's like that. And shout out to B for having someone like that on her team,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
super cool.
Limpopo, we haven't even spoken about Limpopo. I just don't
She
throw away
loves-
Limpopo.
That's where I was going.
That's where she was
Yes,
going.
for the sake of mom.
I
and,
think that's
yeah.
where I have a feeling it's going to.
Yeah. No, you have your feelings right.
Uh,
have you been having the feeling?
I mean, since we've been talking about it, and you've been saying like everything is driven from the township, and then you get like, and then you also spoke about what music comes from
Yeah.
said township.
Yes.
And that's when I said, okay, where haven't you guys done? You guys have done
Yes.
the Gom, you guys have done the Xhosa rap. I mean, maybe you would skip Johannesburg and go somewhere else, Limpopo.
Yes.
So
Yes.
You
yes.
love Lecompo.
I love it. Oh my
It's
God.
really starting to stick its head out now, and I think brands are going to notice soon.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the fastest growing genres as we speak.
I like it.
But I also sort of it because Matimu, and that's why it's special to me, is educating me on these things.
Oh.
Shout out Matimu Sitole.
The music you
Speaking
listen
of
to?
music, yes. So as of now, the thing on my Spotify that is playing the most is Bath Time,
Okay.
Baby Bath Time.
Baby bath time.
Sorry, I don't have an exciting or a cool answer for you on that. I'm not done yet. So my most played track at the end of this year would be Baby Elephant from Henry Mancini. But
That's
great
'cause of
music.
the little baba that's
Great music. It's an orchestra
Yeah.
from the 50s, and it's still a beautiful music with great journeys and melodies, and
I mean, it's great for babies.
it's great for baby and
improvement,
harmonies.
Yeah.
I'm a soundtrack person.
yeah.
So I listen to a soundtrack, whether it's a soundtrack of Gomf because I'm doing Mom, or of course I rap because I'm doing Mom Cape Town. I grew up with soundtracks. I went to see a play when I was small, Les Mis, and then I would just live and breathe the soundtrack of that play. I was privileged enough to be sent to London when I was 12 to go see Cats by Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Oh, that's
I've
cool.
always wanted to see Cats live.
Oof, it's amazing.
dope.
And then Phantom of the Opera, beautiful game. And now it's movies. Any strong movie with a Hans Zimmer or a John Williams soundtrack. That's my vibe. And I think that kind of ties into why I do experiential. It's the soundtrack of an experience that really gets me moving and going. And I've not always had the confidence to say that because you kind of want to hear something else from someone sitting here, right?
Yeah.
But I don't. It's in the soundtrack and it's in the narrative behind the music in that given moment.
Fresh off Mom Durban, speaking of Gqom, I know you and Matimu discovered a lot of new Gqom music with your
Yeah.
Shazams. What's a Gqom song that you heard and you're like, oh my God. Oh my God. What?
Daddy by DJ Sindor.
Okay.
It's going to be one of my most listened to songs by the end of the year as well.
I need to now go listen to
Yeah.
it.
It's super catchy.
Yeah.
I've also come to realize that Gqom really is I like dance music. I like
Yeah.
electronic music.
Yeah.
I love music with a strong emotional melody tied to it. I always have struggled a little bit with Amapiano because it doesn't grab me.
Yeah.
Boom really manages to do that for me. So I'm super
Yeah.
happy that I could work on something that gets me carried away into it.
Yeah, the Gqom culture it was obviously, someone said something very interesting to me. There's someone from Durban. I won't say his name because you guys are gonna cancel him. But he was like, prior to Mgilani and Mom in KZN, Gqom was on a serious decline. Serious decline.
This is now which year?
This
So between the last 2 years, because sort
Oh.
of Mgilani's hype and
Okay.
started in the last year. And he was like, Mgilani happened, gave people hope again in Gqom music. And then it was almost like fate, where in the year where he's planned his biggest birthday celebration, which is the 3-day weekend that we collaborated with him on as Mom Durban and as Spotify, it just all came together. Like it all came together in that 8 weeks where it was almost palpable, like in the city. And it also helped that we had a mom taxi driving around KZN, and that was blasting Gqom everywhere it went. That I think for me, for the culture, that sort of sealed it. I was like,
Yes.
okay.
But you see, it's also things like that, like having a taxi drive around blasting Gqom is also something that adds on to the experience. And then people are like, oh my God, that's interesting. Because other things, like I'm not bashing any other any other team that does any other thing when they do their own experiential projects, but you need to look at the small little details that will actually make a huge effect, and that does make a big effect.
And that's, again, you use the word big, and that's hyper-local. We went Nkumo, we went Kwamashu, we went Ngulani, who's a community leader in the township. It's those things that are not necessarily costly, but they make huge ripple effects.
It makes a big effect to like the whole thing.
Yeah. And another shout out to B that I must give her. That is something that I actually witnessed for the first time with her, and I've worked on a lot of brands in my 5 years of doing agency work. I've done, literally almost every dope campaign I've worked on. The first time I witnessed a brand manager gifting stuff was with B. Ever in over, so between myself and Zayn, we've put together now, as of adding Mom, we've put together about 400 productions together as a
You and
duo.
Zayn.
Yeah. And yeah, that guy's my ace. Like,
What gifts are we talking, and where can I send my CV?
no,
what
man, the
gifts
gifts
are we
range from
talking?
everything, bro. From things as small as merch to things as big as additional sponsorship and support, to things as big as a whole DJ booth. London on 75 now has a new DJ booth because
That's
of
really
B.
cool.
They have a new wall banner because of B. And things like that, they go far. Like, they travel so far. You think, when you think culture, it shouldn't just be moments. It shouldn't just be
Yeah.
memories. It should be tangible things that, and
Could've
very
brought
few
us some
brands.
t-shirts.
Yeah, I bought them t-shirts as well. It's very rare to see like brand managers doing that. Like, bro, I've never witnessed. I was like, what? And
That's pretty cool.
and she was always so open to doing it. Like, at any moment, wherever we were, there's the ladies that are vendors outside London on 75. B made them tablecloths and gifted them tablecloths.
That's pretty cool.
That's not
cool.
that the one lady was so scared to take it, so we went outside and we walked. Was myself, B, Matimu, and we're going to all the vendors outside and we're gifting them. The one lady was like, no,
Do I take this?
Yeah, she was like, no, I can't take this. No, I'll get in trouble. We're like, no, it's a gift. And then the others were like excited. They were happy, hugging B. Like, for me, that is culture. When AKA said, well, he said another brand. He said Galaxy Boy, that's culture. I changed that line, I said Spotify. That's culture. What happened there, what I witnessed, what the city witnessed, and what the country's about to witness with everything else is culture. Speaking of dope stuff, are you at liberty to share with us any other dope things that Spotify is up to before we leave that are coming up?
Not really, no. Other than Greasy Tunes. When is this airing? This thing?
Next week Wednesday.
Next Wednesday.
Please don't tell anyone about Greasy Tunes. Next week? Wednesday.
Yeah.
Okay, then I guess it's fine. Okay, no. I guess it's fine that we talk about Greasy Tunes Lagos. Other than that, let me see, what do I have? Because obviously, as you know, I work in experiential and marketing. I do
Yeah.
not work in music.
Yeah.
There are a lot of fun facts and up-and-coming things in the music department by Warren and Jody and team that obviously I can't speak about.
Yeah.
Dirty December is a real thing, not just for West Africa,
Yeah.
but also for Cape Town.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, not just Ghana. People
I'm
think
not
it's just
gonna
a Ghana
lie.
thing.
I think me and my girls were planning on going to Ghana.
Oh, but you have to.
It's something we really want to
Oh,
do. Like,
yes.
that's our plan.
Yeah.
Every year we go to Cape Town. We love it, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Put me in your suitcase.
Sure.
I'll hold your bags, mix the drinks.
Sure.
That guy.
But the biggest thing is Wrapped.
Mm-hmm.
That we have been working on around the clock, and that's going to drop in. I can't give away the date, but this year's Wrapped will be bigger than ever, both from an experiential point of view and kind of what you guys can expect from a numbers and an artist and a cultural celebration point of view.
Okay.
Shout out to Spotify for
Shout
always
out.
being culture facing. Shout out to the lovely Miss Theron.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Natia.
This was actually really informative, really amazing.
Told you.
And
Thank you.
yeah. What do you mean told me?
You know, we have this funny joke. The boys like to have it. Our production guys, they're always like, whenever Killer Mo invites like these important people, we think it's gonna be boring, and then the episode happens, and we're like, whoa!
Yeah.
And I think this was another one of them where it was like,
Yeah.
everyone was like, yo,
We
because
do need
earlier
to
they
have-
asked me, they were like, who's coming today? And I told them, they're like,
No,
What does that mean, though?
Really informative.
what? Oh wow! Should we go home and wear suits? Like, like relax, man. It's not that, you know. But shout out to B for joining us.
Thank you, Kila. Shout out
I
to
think
you.
we should
and
just
Nati.
take like one more shot.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
To
right
close off
before
the
we hit
show.
the road.
Okay.
Definitely, that's
Okay.
a great idea.
While Unati's doing shots, like I said, Live Green Hospitality does have a new baby on the way. C'est la vie. We have Live Summer Club also coming up. What else are we doing at Live Green?
You named the two biggest things.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
we have
Killer
Cela
Mo's
V
back.
coming. We have Cela V coming. We do have Live Summer Club coming on the 27th of September, 2025. So there are flyers on our pages. We have put them out there. On the flyer, there is a number where you can make your table bookings. So please make your table bookings ASAP, because without a table booking, you might not have space. I mean, I'm not saying there won't be, but you might not get space.
Spotify will get a table on me.
Thank you.
Because they are family. I actually wanted to extend the invite for you and the whole team to also come to Live. Yeah, and have a little bit of fun.
Date, remind me? I zoned out.
So the Live Summer Club is an outdoor event that we're having.
Yes.
And
So
that
nudge,
is on the
nudge, hint, hint, if
27th.
Spotify wants
August.
27th of September.
Okay. 27th of September, yes. And then the other date you spoke about?
No, the other thing was Cela V. Opening Cela V is a new spot that we have, part of Live Green Hospitality.
Okay.
We haven't confirmed the date of that.
Okay.
to. It's very restauranty, loungy vibes.
Cool. Is there music?
Definitely.
Lots of
Yeah,
music.
Then
Definitely.
there's
So, yeah.
no reason for us not to be there.
See what I do for you, Live Green?
Cheers. I don't have a toast this time. Do you have a toast for us?
I have I have one. I want to say thank you. It was great meeting you. It was great catching up with you, and I really appreciate the platform to talk about the work, myself, and culture.
Culture. To culture.
To culture.
culture.
Cheers.
Cheers. All right, then. I need to log that on my calendar tracker.
That's it, ladies and gentlemen. See you next time.
Peace.